Good evening. Ira Epstein with your SPDR-ETF stock market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Tuesday, the 5th of August, 2025. Well, yay. I called one right, all right? And if you look at the stock indices, they were down as a whole. The Russell was the only one up. The others were all down. And I had mentioned yesterday to you, a big up day on a Monday often, not the word always, often leads to an attempt at a pullback on a Tuesday, and that's according to Yale Hirsch. And if you don't know him, go to the Trader's Almanac and learn a little bit about that. I think it's interesting. You know, one of the things we're covering is toast right now. And as I'm watching toast, and we'll see the charts in a minute here, one of the things that has me interested is how many restaurants are converting over. I went today, took my wife after I did my morning work, and we went for breakfast a couple of blocks from the house and went to a new pancake house that opened. And lo and behold, for the first time in a pancake house, there it was, the handheld device to take the order, put everything in at the end, pay right from there. It was just absolutely phenomenal to see. Now, this one wasn't Toast. This was a company called Genius, and you might want to be looking at that as well because it's a neat product and it worked very, very well, very functional, tipping how you do it and everything. I liked what I saw. But I'm attuned to that because that's a growth industry in America, no matter the size of the restaurant, fast food, everything, it's all going to happen this way. So you better be ready for it because it's happening fast. All right. I'm also decided to cover, as you'll see, a new airplane company, the one that I've been keeping my eyes on for a while, and we'll get to that in a minute here. So in the metals, an up day of sorts. The market's still uncertain what's going on. We see that the auto companies came in poor. I saw that Rivian had a real bad set of numbers after the market, so we'll see at that market what it does. But I've been looking at Lucid and Rivian all pulling back down. You had an up day in Amazon, but look at how they're punishing Netflix. I mean, the stock is down over $100 a share now, and it's probably getting itself to the point where it's too cheap. Apple, people just don't want to own Apple at this point in time. Oil has been slipping. Bonds and notes still getting a bid in the market. Tesla down 50 cents, not doing a lot there. And NVIDIA can't seem to clear that 180 level, just wanting to pull back. I think this is going to be a period of nothing for a while. Boeing got another jump on things, up $2.52 a share. Before we go to Toast, maybe we should take a look and see what we have tomorrow because it's very limited data. You're going to get the Mortgage Bankers Association number at 6 in the morning. What are the indices looking like there? I saw that mortgages slipped last week to 6.57 on 30-year fixed, so that was interesting. We're going to get the EIA petroleum numbers and, of course, earnings on a host of companies, and we're still getting a number of beats, not on everything. When a company's missing right now, they're getting punished real fast, real hard. Those are other things you got to keep into your game plan. All right. So in Toast, I was hoping that the market would not just break out here, and it's done what I wanted. It made a higher high than it did on Monday and then fell pretty reasonably 3% from that high. I need this market to give us more consolidation as a chartist. Higher high, lower low. The market is fighting a battle, I think, at the 18-day average of closes. We'll see what it can do. I don't think there's a lot of downside in it. The question is, where does the buy signal come in? And right now, the way I chart, you can't get one off of this, and momentum is turned down. So I'm looking for the market ideally to slip a bit here and give us a better setup later on. In Netflix, on a daily chart, I think that the 1121, 1130 zone is going to be where you're going to get people to take out a dart and throw it just like that and say, that is the number I'm willing to pick up some shares, and I'll pick some up lower if it keeps going down. So I'm looking for buying to show up tomorrow in that market. In Dash, you're up against the Bollinger Band and you're overbought. I don't think it's anything that I'd be facing and wanting to do there. In Alphabet, you're back to these highs that you haven't been able to clear and you're overbought. So I think the market's setting itself up for a little bit of a pullback. I'd like to see that. I still like the chart overall. It's holding the 18-day average, but it's not in a buy mode. It's overbought, and you have the swing line with lower highs and lower lows. Starbucks, as you heard me say yesterday, I think it's something you avoid for a while. Doesn't look interesting to me at all. Robinhood, I like the sideways congestion. Somewhere along the line, after rallies like it's had, it's got to digest the rally and build a base or a top, whatever it's going to do. That's what it's doing right now. Any close under the 18-day average is a bit bearish, but all I'm looking for is the lower Bollinger Band like it hit back here. So it's already hit that once. I think it satisfied the bears. In Tesla, I don't see anything that's friendly. I see lower highs, lower lows. If you were to say, Ira, what part could be friendly? Well, I guess the combination of the Bollinger Band and the which is 299.75 and the 100-day average in green. However, unlike Netflix, it's not coming off a big break. I'm more excited about Netflix at that lower number than I am here. Now, here's the aviation company that has gotten everybody's attention. Just think of this. Since April and May, this market was $6 roughly. Now the chart is up to 20. You know that they have Dubai behind them. They've got these flying taxi cabs, let's call it that, built for short-term hauls to airports in major cities. And that's what this is trying to capture the market on. I think they've captured everybody's attention with it. The question is, where does it go? Obviously, I wouldn't have anyone buy into a Bollinger Band in an overbought market, but the chart is certainly in the bull camp. When you look at the financial sector, you have a higher high, lower low. You've really gone from the upper Bollinger Band to the lower part. And why is this down as interest rates are falling? Because people are uncertain about the economy. And when you're uncertain, you pull back. In addition, it's August. This is not the time to get super excited one way or the other. It's the time to be a trader. Or if you're an investor and you wanted to throw money at like a Netflix, probably makes some sense to me there. In XLI, lower highs, lower lows. I see the market coming back in. Could be headed back in the industrial sector into the lower band. The resistance is the 18-day average of closes. I don't see a trend at all in energy. I see a higher high, a lower low, an oversold market that is into the support level of the 100-day average and the lower Bollinger Band. In the gold market, is gold preparing to go up to the 315.50 level? I think the worst is over on the downside in the short term. But it can get bearish again if it closes under 308.55. So it's sort of one of these where I'm watching it like that. In SLV, I look for resistance up at the 18-day average at 34.59, but you break the downtrend if you can just clear 34.78. So that would then put the market back into neutral territory. Copper miners, not copper itself. I think they've extended their break as far as they had to go. I think the market's built in now a more normal copper price per pound, 412, 440, that type of range in the futures markets is what they're going to, I think, look at. BND, TLT, you're getting now all the people that are coming in going, the Fed is going to cut in September. The Fed is going to cut. I got to be long. It's buy the rumor, sell the facts right now. In UUP for the dollar, the market tried a couple of days over the 100-day average into the Bollinger Band, and it often fails at that, and it is. Now, this market can throw out an absolute sell signal if it gets and closes under 27.41. So if that happens, be careful. That could be a zone where the market gives up on. And you can get a buy signal back in the euro if you get back over 107.26 on a closing basis. So there's a lot of markets that I think are getting ready to give us setups, and you've got to be attuned to them. How do you do that? Take advantage of our free offers. There's so many of them that will help give you ideas as to what we do at the marketplace, how we view the different markets. Take advantage. Just give it a click, You'll put in your address, you'll put in your email, and we'll get everything out to you that you need. I'm Ira Epstein. Take a look at the other videos. After you're done with those, I'll see you first thing in the morning. Have a good evening.